Here's your business podcast with Frank Furness.
Well, hi everybody and welcome to Sales School, and this is Frank Furness, where we're going to help you make more money by mastering sales, dominating marketing, and really being happy. So we're going to start off by looking at prospecting in the next couple of episodes. Hey, this is Frank. Enjoy today's episode. Okay, what we're going to be talking about is telephoning, cold calling, and warm calling. Because you know, so many of us still need to do that. I'll still pick up the telephone anytime. But there's a couple of rules, there's a couple of things you've got to think about when you're phoning. Now, the first thing you've got to think about is word psychology. What are the things going to be that you're actually going to be saying when you pick up the phone? So that really means there's got to be a script. And a lot of people say to me, well, I can't work from scripts. Scripts don't work. Let me tell you a little story. Many years ago, I wanted to go to a sales boot camp. World's top sales trainer is a guy called Tom Hopkins, and he runs a sales boot camp in Arizona. Paid my flight, paid for my hotel, and a couple of $1,000s I paid. Now, when I arrived there, this is a 3-day back to basic selling course. I thought there'd be brand new people over there learning how to sell. I went over there, I said to the first guy next to me, I said, you must be pretty new in selling. He said, no, I flew in my private helicopter. I do pretty well. I said, whoa. Turned to the guy to the left of me. I said, are you new in selling? He said, no, I sell ocean-going liners. Made $1 million last year. I said, guys, what are you doing on a back-to-basic selling course? They said, you know, Frank, this is the 13th year that we've come back here again to hear exactly the same things. When we leave here, we're as sharp as laser beams. After 3 months, we start taking shortcuts. After 6 months, we're all over the place. And every year, we come here just to get back to basics. And that's really what we're doing in this program, is getting back to basics. It was really interesting because the first day, things were pretty boring. I mean, they were so basic, I couldn't believe it. And I sat there, this is too basic for me. That night, we got given homework to do. And of course, I didn't do the homework. I'm clever, I know all that stuff. Not realizing the next morning was going to be a test. Well, I got in 62%. I failed. Tom stood in front of 1,000 people. How many of you have failed your test? Half the audience have got their hands up. He said, please get a refund and get out of here. You're not taking this course seriously. I said, whoa, I've paid my airfare, I've paid my hotel. I promise you, I'll do my homework tonight. That night, we got given 27 sales closing scripts to learn off by heart. Well, I didn't even know there are that many sales closing scripts. That night, nobody slept. Everybody sat there and they were learning. Next morning, we walk in and Tom pulls 27,000 out of 1,000 people, 27 people onto the stage. And he says, what if your client says to you, I want to think about it? What do you say? You don't want to be embarrassed in front of 1,000 people, so you recite, I want to think about it, close. The biggest thing that I took away from that program was scripts only work if you know them off by heart and you can put your own personality and your own style into it. So that's the thing. I'm going to be giving you some closing scripts. I'm going to be giving you phoning scripts. I'm going to be giving you elevator speech scripts. You've got to learn these off by heart, and only then do you put your personality into it. So here's some of the basics of phoning. First thing is we've got to learn word psychology. Now, again, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with you because I want you to get a pen and paper out and I want you to write down the first thing that comes to your mind. So the first thing I want you to write out is any number between 1 and 10. Write that down. Any number between 1 and 10. Next, let's write a color. Third one, a piece of furniture. Any piece of furniture. So a number between 1 and 10, a color, and a piece of furniture. Fourth one, let's write down a flower. Think of any flower, write down the name of a flower. And the last one, let's write a vegetable. Now this really works well when I'm speaking to big audiences because chances are you're going to have 2 or 3 out of the 5 that you've written down because People are conditioned by words. So, number between 1 and 10, most people would write 7. A color, red. Piece of furniture, either a table or a chair. A flower, rose, and a vegetable, a lot of people will write carrot. How many of the 5 have you written down? Are you conditioned by words? Because think about that word conditioning. You know, if I started out phoning, I was told to say to somebody, I would like to set up an appointment. Who do you set up an appointment with? A doctor, a dentist. What do they do to you? They hurt you and they take your money. What if you had to change it to, we'd be happy to drop by. We'd be happy to pop in. So you've got to think about all of that word psychology. Well, I really hope you enjoyed today's podcast. And remember, if you'd like to book me to speak at your next conference or do some sales training, either in person or via Zoom remotely, please drop me an email, frank@frankfurness.com. Also, please take a look at my website, frankfurness.com, and take a look at some of my courses on productivitycenter.com. Remember also to connect with me on all of the social media channels. They're all under Frank Furness, especially LinkedIn, where I'm almost up to 30,000. And every day I have some great new ideas and tips on sales, marketing, speaking, and anything that will make you money. Hey, this is Frank. See you in the next episode.